So hey guys, welcome back to our new lecture video। तो जैसा कि पता है आपको, हम हमारी जो भी सीरीज चल रही है वो एक्सटेंशन की है, जिसमें कि हमने रूरल डेवलपमेंट के बारे में पढ़ रखा है कि रूरल डेवलपमेंट क्या है, उसकी मीनिंग एंड स्कोप एंड उसका कंसेप्ट जो भी था, उसके एलिमेंट्स हमने पढ़ रखा है एंड उसके ऑब्जेक्टिव्स हमने पढ़ लिया है एंड हमने उसमें जो स्कीम्स चलाई गई थी रूरल डेवलपमेंट के लिए, लाइक जैसे आपका सीडीपी हुआ, कम्युनिटी डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम एंड नेशनल एक्सटेंशन सर्विस एंड जो हमारा पीआरएस जो कि पंचायती राज सिस्टम था। तो हमने इन तीनों को कवर किया था अभी तक। अब हमारा जो चौथा है वो है हमारा इंटेंसिव एग्रीकल्चर डिस्ट्रिक्ट प्रोग्राम। सो हमारा जो अगला स्कीम है वो है इंटेंसिव एग्रीकल्चर डिस्ट्रिक्ट प्रोग्राम। सो इसमें देखते हैं क्या है। सो द इंटेंसिव एग्रीकल्चर डिस्ट्रिक्ट प्रोग्राम, पॉपुलरली नोन एज पैकेज प्रोग्राम। सो इंटेंसिव एग्रीकल्चर डिस्ट्रिक्ट प्रोग्राम को इंटेंसिव को पैकेज प्रोग्राम के नाम से भी जाना जाता है। सो दिस प्रोग्राम वाज इनिशिएटेड एज result of recommendation of the team of experts from Ford Foundation, USA in 1959 regarding special steps to taken for improvement of productivity of agriculture. So the government of India select the following 7 districts in various states for implementation of intensive agriculture districts program. So the स्टेट्स जिनमें इंटेंसिव प्रोग्राम को चलाया गया था उसमें है तंजावुर इन तमिलनाडु, वेस्ट गोदावरी इन आंध्र प्रदेश, शाहाबाद इन बिहार एंड रायपुर एमपी, अलीगढ़ इन यूपी। सो लुधियाना पंजाब एंड पाली इन राजस्थान। So these are the areas where intensive agriculture districts program are run. So the government of India approved the implementation of the program in these 7 districts in June 1960. These 7 districts were delimited into 140 community development blocks, which 14,038 villages. So and total gross crop area of about 45 lakh hectare. So Tanjore was the first district to launch the program in April 1960. So followed by West Godavari and Shahabad, and where the work was started in October 1960. So the remaining 4 districts of Raipur, Ludhiana, Pali, and Aligarh entered the operational phase of program from April 1961. So as per the suggestion of government of India, 8 more districts were selected by the state government for implementation of the program. So Mandya in Karnataka, Surat, Valsad, Gujarat, Sambalpur, Odisha, and Alleppey and Palghat in Kerala. So and Burdwan in West Bengal, in Bhandra in Maharashtra, and Kachhar in Assam, and Jammu and Anantnag, Jammu and Kashmir. So in the first 5 of these districts, the program was launched in the Kharif season of 1962 to 1963, and the remaining 3 districts in Kharif season of 1963 to 1964. Later on, later one more district, Karnal, Haryana, was also brought under the program. IADP was originally sanctioned for the period of 5 years. So, but was later extended by another 5 years. Okay. So बाद इसमें 5 साल के लिए और बढ़ा दिया गया था। So objectives of program: to increase the income of the cultivators and his family, and increase the economic resources and potential of the village, to create employment facilities, to demonstrate the most effective ways of extension of the national foods production technology by the cooperative efforts between the official and non-official villagers and individuals cultivators. So criteria for selection of districts for intensive agriculture district program is the district have adequate supply of the water and should have minimum natural hazards, and they have well developed village industries, and they have maximum potential to increase agricultural and animal production. So intensive agriculture area program. सो इंटेंसिव एग्रीकल्चर एरिया प्रोग्राम जिसका ये जो अगली स्कीम है ये है IAAP के नाम से जाना गया. सो इंटेंसिव एग्रीकल्चर प्रोग्राम वाज लॉन्च इन 1964 बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया. सो दिस प्रोग्राम वाज कवर्ड 114 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स with intensive extension activities on important crops like cotton, pulses, wheat, paddy, etc. So this program similar to intensive agriculture districts program. So ये जो program था similar था IADP के थ्रू, मतलब जैसा IADP थी सेम उसके जैसा ही था. तो but less intensive extension program is comparison to its. Okay, so इसका ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या था? So इसका ऑब्जेक्टिव था to increase the crop production, to increase the economic resources and potential of the villagers, and to create employment facilities, to demonstrate the most effective ways of expansions of national food production technology by the cooperative efforts. ओके, तो हमारा जो नेक्स्ट प्रोग्राम है वो ड्रॉट प्रोन एरिया प्रोग्राम, इसको भी चलाया गया था. सो ड्रॉट प्रोन एरिया प्रोग्राम में क्या था देखते हैं. सो दिस प्रोग्राम वाज लॉन्च्ड इन 1970 to 1971 by the government of India. Drought prone area program was known as rural work program. So this program have been identified 74 districts. कहाँ कितनी डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में चला गया? 74 districts in all over the country. So the arrangement of the finance is done by the 100% center in fourth 5-year plan and the fifth 5-year plan in the ratio of 50-50 by the center and state government. So this project was merged in integrated rural development program, okay, IRDP. So during the sixth 5-year plan, considering the innovativeness and the utility of DPAP, 6 5-year plan projects launched in the states of Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka with the financial help of the World Bank. So the program continued during the plan 8th plan and is likely to continue in ninth plan also. So as per 1996 to 97, the program was operation in 947 blocks of 155 districts in 13 states. So an expenditure of Rs 1742 crore had been incurred under the program. So activities of the program. So under this project, some important activities were taken, which are change in agricultural practices, restructuring of the cropping pattern, and soil conservation, forestation, irrigation works, positive development through proper management. So objective of this program. So the main objective of this program was to restabilize the environmental balance and stabilizing the income of the people, particularly weaker sections of the society. So reducing the severity of the impact of drought. So these are the objectives of this program. So integrated rural development program, IRDP. So next program is integrated rural development program. So let's see इस प्रोग्राम को क्यों चलाया गया और कब चलाया गया वो देखते हैं. सो देखो इस जो भी हम लेक्चर्स अब कवर करने वाले हैं वो मेन पॉइंट्स देखेंगे. इसको जितनी पॉसिबल है जितनी जल्दी हो सके उतनी जल्दी हम कवर करने का कोशिश करेंगे, ठीक है, क्योंकि बहुत सारी स्कीम्स है तो अगर ऐसे करेंगे तो काफ़ी टाइम लग जाएगा. सो फास्टली इसको जल्दी हम कवर करने का कोशिश करेंगे. सो हमारा जो नेक्स्ट प्रोग्राम है वो इंटीग्रेटेड रूरल डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम है जिसको शॉर्ट में बोलते हैं IRDP. Okay, so this program was launched in Andhra Pradesh by the government of India in January 1976. In initial stage, 20 districts has been selected for this program. 2,300 blocks were selected during the year of 1978 to 79 in all over the country, and later this project was extended to all the blocks in the country with effect from 2nd October to 1980. So at present IRDP is not existence because this program was merged in the 5 schemes. ठीक है। जो अभी जो IRDP है वो एग्जिस्टेंस में नहीं है, क्योंकि इसको मर्ज कर दिया गया है। जो 5 स्कीम्स थी उसके अंदर इसको मर्ज कर दिया गया, जिसमें ट्राइसेम, ड्वाक्रा, GKY, सित्रा and MWS. Now these schemes are not in existence because these schemes has been merged in Swर्ण Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana with effect from 1 अप्रैल 1999। तो जो IRDP है एंड इसके साथ साथ जो और ये भी जो भी हमने प्रोग्राम्स के मैंने नाम बताए हैं, इन सभी को स्वर्ण जयंती ग्राम स्वरोजगार योजना के अंतर्गत उसको ही उसमें क्या किया गया, मर्ज कर दिया गया। तो अभी एग्जिस्टेंस में ये प्रोग्राम नहीं है। सो ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ IRDP to identify problems of a particular area and develop a specific program to solve these problems, to develop infrastructure of needed facilities for sustaining the integrated development according to the area. So redistribute assets to employment opportunities in favor of the rural poor to reduce income inequality inequality, ठीक है। So next point is to enable them to rise above the poverty line once and for all। so ये important प्रोग्राम नहीं है। so next is desert development program। हाँ ये important है, desert development program। so the desert development program was launched in 1977 to 1978 in the host in the hot desert areas of राजस्थान, गुजरात एंड हरियाणा। तो जो डेजर्ट डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम था वो कहाँ कहाँ चलाया गया था, वो चलाया गया था राजस्थान, गुजरात एंड हरियाणा में 1977 से 1978 में in the hot desert areas, okay। so and the cold desert areas of Jammu Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh। This is the central sector scheme with 100% financing by the central with effect from 1979 to 1980। so it has operating as central sector schemes with with the expenditure being shared between the center and state in the ratio 50-50। अगर इनके सेंटर और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट एंड जो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट है उसके बीच कुछ स्कीम्स ऐसी थी जो 50-50 रेशो में डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड थे, ठीक है। सो वो भी कब, इन 1993 the Government of India, Ministry of Rural Areas and Employment constitute a technical committee on DPAP Development Program of Agriculture and Productions and Desert Development Program under the chairmanship of C.H. Hanumant Rao। So the committee submitted its report in April 1944. Based on the recommendation of the committee, new districts block were brought under the fold of the program and fresh guidelines for watershed development applicable to DPAP and DDP was the issued in October 1994 and applicable from 1995 to 1996. The committee found the performance of the program poor because lack of people's participation in the planning and implementation of the program, in inadequacy of funds and non-availability of trained personnel. So Desert Development Program continued in 1996 to 1997. The program was operation in 227 blocks of 36 districts in 7 states. So activity of the DDP. The activities taken up under Desert Development Program of forestation, water harvesting, rural electrification and animal husbandry in hot sandy desert areas, sand dune stabilization and shelter belt production were given a higher weightage and then other activities. So objective of DDP, Desert Development Program. The main objective of mitigating the adverse effect of drought on crops and human and livestock population. And second one is enhance the productivity of local research. And third one is raise the income and employment level of the local inhabitants. So our next scheme is TRISAM, training of rural youth for self-employment. Training of rural youth for self-employment. So today the major problem of India is that improving the economic and social condition of the vast number of the people in rural areas who live below poverty line. So they include landless laborers, small farmers, marginal farmers, agricultural laborers, and rural artisans. Nowadays, unemployment is also one of the major problem. So government of India started a program टू प्रोवाइड सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट, इसको किस लिए चलाया गया था? सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट के लिए। इसके लिए फॉर यूथ बाय ट्राइसेम प्रोग्राम। ओके, जो यूथ थे, जो न्यू जनरेशन के लोग थे उनके लिए, नौजवानों के लिए। ओके, सो दिस प्रोग्राम वाज स्टार्टेड ऑन 15th August 1979. So this program is basically for rural youth to earn wages so that they may cross the poverty line. In this program, people between 18 to 35 years of age are covered. Okay, so इस प्रोग्राम में जो कवर थे या जो इस प्रोग्राम के अंडर में जो लोग आते थे उनका जो एज लिमिट था वो 18 to 35 था। Okay, so selection of beneficiaries. Income should be the main criteria. The families below the poverty line have to be listed under different income groups. Starting from the bottom, priority in selection has to be accorded in is the poorest families in the conformity. So with the Antyodaya approach, poorest among poor from one family, normally one man or women youth was selected. Preference has to be given to the women of SC/ST, ex-servicemen and families having a physically disabled member were also included. Okay, so financial assistance. So stipend was given up to 250 rupees per trainee. So there is a provision for an amount of Rs 60 per trainees per month for purchase of raw material. Okay, so a toolkit costing up to 500 is given free to each trainees. This program is still continuing. Hmm. So the duration of training generally varies from 15 days to 6 months. Okay. So activities involved in TRISEM. So for youth, diesel engine and tractor repairing, bike making, electric motor repairing, carpentry, cardboard, etc. For women active for women, so leather work, stitching, embroidery, knitting, mushroom cultivation, plastics work, soap making, pin and thread work, jute work, baskets work, etc. So objective of TRISEM are is so objective जो भी थे TRISEM के वो थे to providing technical skill to the rural youth from the families belonging below the poverty line to make them able for self-employment in agriculture and related field as well as industries and business activities to removing unemployment among rural youth. Okay, so our next scheme is National Rural Employment Program. Okay, so this program was launched in 1980 by the Government of India. The main characteristics of the National Rural Employment is district block level to employment plan will be formulated. uh, Priority is given to the work like soil, water conservation, irrigation, flood control, etc. And the percent of resources are marked for works or benefits of SC/ST candidates. Okay, so NGOs can also be interested with the exclusion of the work with a view to improve the nutritional level. The food grains are to be provided at the rate of 5 kg per man per day. Okay, so objective of this program to promote employment to rural workers, particularly at the time when they are not able to find gainful employment. Okay, so create durable community assets during the slack season. So strengthening rural infrastructure to remove the unemployment among rural youth. So our next program is district rural development agency. District Rural Development Agency. So this scheme was started by the Government of India in 1980. It was decided the DRDA will be responsible for the implementation and execution of all programs like TRISEM, IRDP, DPAP, a program for rural families. Okay, so ये इतना इसमें important point था. So सो डीआरडीए के अंदर जो चेयरमैन एंड कलेक्टर, कमिश्नर्स एंड प्रोजेक्ट्स ऑफिसर्स थे, उनमें चेयरमैन कलेक्टर था, प्रोजेक्ट ऑफिसर मेंबर्स सेक्रेटरी थे, एमपी एमएलए जो है मेंबर हैं, ठीक है। फिर जनरल मैनेजर मेंबर होता था, टू रिप्रेजेंटेटिव ऑफ वीकर्स वो भी मेंबर्स का काम होता था, ठीक है। सो सेक्शंस ऑफ द whom फ्रॉम एससी एसटी, सीनियर मोस्ट ऑफिसर ऑफ द लीड बैंक मेंबर ही होता था, ठीक है। वन रिप्रेजेंटेटिव ऑफ रूरल वुमेन मेंबर ही होता था, ठीक है। चेयरमैन ऑफ जिला परिषद ऑफिस रिप्रेजेंटेटिव वो भी एक मेंबर का ही काम करता था, ठीक है। सो अकाउंट स्टाफ, अकाउंट ऑफिसर्स, अकाउंटेंट, एलडीसी एंड टाइपिस्ट, स्टेनोग्राफर एंड पियोन, the non-official nominees must be residents of the district. Membership membership of the agency may be enlarged if considered necessary. So the governing body meet at the last least once in a quarter. The government of India provides additional finance for the strengthening of administrative machinery at the state level for the supervision and guided to DRDA. So objective of DRDA. What is the objective of DRDA? DRDA formulation, implementation, monitoring and evaluation of the program. So the agency have linkage with other development departments in the districts to ensure the provision for improvement of the infrastructure required for the successful implementation of IRDP schemes. So third one is the provide knowledge, physical input, supplies and services, credit facilities and other physical assets needed by the target beneficiaries. Okay, so development of women and children in rural areas, DWA DWACR. Okay, DWACR. So this program is DWACR, Development of Women and Children in Rural Areas. So this program was started in 1982, in September 1982, by the government of India as a pilot measures in 15 districts in 22 states. Selection on the twin criteria of low literacy and high infant mortality in 1985 to 1986. This program was extended to one district in each union territory. A decision was taken to cover 100 additional districts during the remaining 4 years of sixth plan. So DWCRA as a sub scheme of IRDP. At present time, this scheme is not in existence because this scheme has been merged into स्वर्ण जयंती ग्राम स्वरोजगार योजना। जैसा कि हमने इसको पहले पढ़ रखा है कि कुछ ऐसी स्कीमें थी जो कि स्वर्ण जयंती ग्राम स्वरोजगार योजना में इसको मर्ज किया गया था। सो इनमें से ये भी एक स्कीम है। सो ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ DWCA, इसका ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या होता था? टू स्पेशल केयर ऑफ चाइल्ड एंड मदर्स, टू प्रोवाइड प्रॉपर सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी टू वुमेन of those rural families who are living below the poverty line, to improve their social and economic status, to uplift living standard. Okay, so our next supports to training and employment program. So next scheme is support to training and employment program. So this program was launched in 1987 by the government of India. Upgrade the skills of the poor and assetless women and provide employment to them on sustainable in traditional sectors of agriculture, small animals husbandry, dairying, fisheries, handlooms, handicraft, khadi and village industries, sericulture, social forestry and wasteland development. So supply of improved tool kits for rural artisans. To supply modern tool, the rural artisan is also part of IRDP, Intensive Rural Development Program. So this program was launched in 1922. 1922. So by the government of India. So in some of the selected districts in form of central supports plan, but later this scheme was extended to all over country. At present, this scheme was not in existence because it has been merged in Swarn Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana in April 1st, 1999. Objective of this scheme to prepare the rural artisans to make technically capable to for improving the quality of their products, to increase their production and income with the help of modern tools. to raise above the poverty line. Okay, so Rashtriya Mahila Kosh. So next scheme is Rashtriya Mahila Kosh, a national credit fund for women called Rashtriya Mahila Kosh. This scheme was set up in 1992 to 1993 by the Government of India with the major objectives of meeting the credit needs of the poor women, particularly in the informal sector. So the course provides credit to non-government organization in various parts of the country. So Mahila Samriddhi Yojana. Next one is Mahila Samriddhi Yojana. This program was launched in October 1993 by the Government of India through a new work of rural post office in the country with aim to promoting self reliance and measure of economic independence among rural women by encouraging them the habit thrift. So next one is Indra Mahila Yojana. So Indira Mahila Yojana was launched in 1995. These Yojana have three basic constituent. First one is coverage of intersect oral services, income generation activities, and sustained process of awareness education. Okay, so development technology for women, फार्म वुमेन, ये नेक्स्ट स्कीम ये भी है। डेवलपमेंट टेक्नोलॉजी फॉर फार्म वुमेन, जो किसान मतलब जो फार्म पर वुमेन काम करती थी तो उनके लिए जो टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप करना की गई थी वो इस स्कीम के थ्रू चलाई गई थी। तो ये स्कीम है, इसमें भी देखते हैं क्या है। एक सेकंड। So in order to develop women oriented technologies, the women specific jobs and their perspectives have to be identified. Following Samantha in 1995, the principles of the developing technologies for farm women. So first one is improving farm women productivity or work efficiency, increasing their income generating capabilities. Okay, so increasing their employment opportunities, reducing the drudgery and health hazards in working for farm and home. Okay, so next one is Sunashchit Rozgar Yojana. So next scheme is Sunishchit Rozgar Yojana. Okay. So in this scheme, Sunishchit Rozgar Yojana was launched in 2nd October 1993 by the Government of India with the objective of remove the poverty of the poor people. In this program was paid Rs 60% in cash and 40% in the materials. So the financial ratio of center and state government is 75 and 25 respectively. Okay. So voluntary agencies and non-governmental organization. Voluntary organization in India is as old as emergence of organized society itself. It recognized as the philanthropy or charity, and this motivation sustained the efforts all through history. Even the establishment of the Indian National Congress in 1885 was the voluntary effort, initially by Ellen Octavian Hume, so acclaimed as its father and founder, addressing on open letter to the graduates of Calcutta University in 1883. Hume gave a clarion call to the educated youth, Maheshwari in 1987. There are 12 lakh NGOs in the country, out of which 50% are registered, and there are many NGOs whose working in unsatisfactory. It is necessary to constantly monitoring the working of the NGOs and registering whose working continues to be unsatisfactory. So characteristics of NGOs. So most of voluntary organizations have been established with the basic objectives of serving in the rural communities. They survive in fields through their own efficiency and commitment, and not because of any dictating power from above. So second one is the most voluntary organization as a small organization that concern on a particular area and have a strong network. at the grassroots level. So they are able to understand local problem and methods required to solve them. And third one is voluntary organizations can modify general plans and model to suit local needs. The state level, village level workers and AEO cannot modify the designs received from their higher authorities. As a result, these workers may be forced to promote models that are not acceptable to the farmers. So fourth one is voluntary organization may be able to persuade farmers to adopt new techniques because they maintain close ties with them. Fifth one is voluntary organizations generally are strong in program and management and hence able to organize and monitor the program more efficiently. Okay, so role of voluntary organization in rural development. So role of voluntary organization in rural development. According to Chamla and Singhi 1997, four important extension role to help rural development. Okay, so first one is empowerment role, and second one is community organizing role, and third one is human resource development role, and fourth one is problem solving and educational role. Okay, so our next scheme is Jawahar Rozgar Yojana. Okay, so Jawahar Rozgar Yojana was launched in April 1989 by the Government of India. It is being implemented in 120 backwards districts of 12 states of the country, so which are broadly affected with unemployment and under unemployment problem. So these states are Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Gujarat, Jammu Kashmir, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Rajasthan, and Tamil Nadu, and Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal. So this scheme is centrally sponsored scheme, but it is implemented by the state government. So the expenditure of under this scheme shared by the central and state government on the ratio of 18-20. It means 80% of central government and 20% of state government. Okay. So objective of Jawahar Rozgar Yojana scheme. So first objective is to provide gainful employment unemployed men and women in rural areas. Okay, so provide employment to unemployed men and women in rural areas. So second one is to rapid growth of rural economy study rise in the income level of the rural poor. And third one is improve the overall quality of life in the rural areas. Preference is given to SC/ST candidates and the free bonded laborers, and at least 30% employment is to be provided to the women. Okay, so next scheme is Swarn Jayanti ग्राम स्वरोजगार योजना. So this is the last scheme जिसको हम डिस्कस करेंगे. So this scheme was launched on 1 April 1989 after the merging into the programs of Integrated Rural Development Program IRDP. Training of rural youth for self-employment are also known as TRISEM. Supply of toolkits to rural artisans (SITRA). Development of women and children in rural areas. Okay, Dwakra, Million Well Scheme (MWS), etc. The Swarn Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana is being implemented through District Rural Development Agency (DRDA) with involvement of Panchayati Raj institution, bank, and NGOs. Since inception of the program, 19.69 lakh self-help groups have been formed covering 45.67 lakh uh, Swarojgaris. Okay, so these include 20.13 lakh member of the self-help groups and 25.54 lakh individuals Swarojgaris. Okay, so in this program, the financially share of the center and state government in the ratio of 50-50. हमने ये सारी स्कीम्स को जो है अब तक कवर कर ली है। इसमें से कुछ स्कीम्स ऐसी हैं जो कि मिसिंग है, तो उनको हम कभी किसी और दिन देख लेंगे किसी दूसरे लेक्चर में। सो हमने हमारे पास जो भी था तो अब तक हमने उसको कवर कर लिया, जितने भी स्कीम्स थी। सो हमने कौन कौन सी स्कीम कवर की, तो हमने कवर की है अभी कौन सी थी, हाँ यहाँ से हमने कवर किया है। कहाँ से? इंटेंसिव एग्रीकल्चर डिस्ट्रिक्ट प्रोग्राम। ओके, सो हमने यहाँ से कवर किया है। सो अब मेन मेन पॉइंट को हम एक बार फिर से देखेंगे। सो इंटेंसिव एग्रीकल्चर डिस्ट्रिक्ट प्रोग्राम, इसको कब लाया गया था? इसको फोर्ड फाउंडेशन के थ्रू यूएसए में इन 1959 में लाया गया था। ठीक है, उसके बाद सेकंड वन इज ड्रॉट प्रोन एरिया प्रोग्राम। इसको कब लॉन्च किया गया था? इसको किया गया था एक सेकेंड, ओके। तो इसको लॉन्च किया गया था एक सेकेंड, हाँ, तो इसको लॉन्च किया गया था 1970 टू 97 बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया। ओके, सो नेक्स्ट स्कीम इज इंटीग्रेटेड रूरल डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम IRDP। इसको कब लॉन्च किया गया था? इसको लॉन्च किया गया था आंध्र प्रदेश में, इसको लॉन्च किया गया था। एंड उस समय जो ईयर था वो था आंध्र प्रदेश बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इन जनवरी 1976 में। इसको 1976 में लॉन्च किया गया था। ओके, सो नेक्स्ट स्कीम कौन सी है? डेजर्ट डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम DDP। इसको कब लॉन्च किया गया था? तो इंडिया में इसको लॉन्च किया गया था 1977 टू 1978 in the hot and desert areas. Okay, so next one is ट्रेनिंग ऑफ रूरल यूथ फॉर सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट, जिसको हम ट्राइसेम के नाम से जानते हैं। तो इसको कब लॉन्च किया गया था? सभी का इम्पोर्टेंट डेट देखेंगे हम लोग। ओके, क्योंकि ये ज़रूरी है, एग्जाम में डेट ही पूछता है कि ये स्कीम कब लॉन्च की गई थी, कहाँ लॉन्च की गई थी और किस प्रोस्पेक्टिव से थी, तो वो देखना ज़रूरी है। ठीक है, तो ट्राइसेम को कब लॉन्च किया गया था? In 1979 this program basically brought use across। ओके, तो इसको स्टार्ट किया गया था 15 अगस्त 1969 को, 1979 में। ओके, सो नेक्स्ट स्कीम कौन सी हमारी? NREP, नेशनल रूरल नेशनल रूरल नेशनल रूरल एम्प्लॉयमेंट प्रोग्राम। इसको कब लॉन्च किया गया था? इसको लॉन्च किया गया था 1980 को बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया। ओके, सो नेक्स्ट स्कीम इज डिस्ट्रिक्ट रूरल डेवलपमेंट एजेंसी। इसको स्टार्ट किया था बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इन 1980। इसको कब स्टार्ट किया गया था? 1980 में। ओके, सो नेक्स्ट वन इज डेवलपमेंट ऑफ वुमेन एंड चिल्ड्रन इन रूरल एरियाज। इसको ड्वाक्रा के नाम से भी जानते हैं। सो इसको कब लॉन्च किया गया था? इसको लॉन्च किया गया था या स्टार्ट किया गया था इन सितंबर 1982। ओके, सो नेक्स्ट वन इज सपोर्ट टू ट्रेनिंग एंड एम्प्लॉयमेंट प्रोग्राम ऑफ फॉर वुमेन। सो इसको कब लाया गया था? इसको 1987 बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया। ओके, सो नेक्स्ट वन इज राष्ट्रीय महिला कोष। इसको कब लाया गया था? इसको लॉन्च किया गया था 1992 टू 1993। ओके, सो महिला समृद्धि योजना, इसको भी लाया गया था अक्टूबर 1993 में बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया। ओके, सो इंदिरा महिला योजना, इसको कब लॉन्च किया गया था? इसको लॉन्च किया गया था 1995 में। ओके, इसको इंदिरा महिला योजना को, इसको कब लॉन्च किया गया था? 1995 में। ओके, सो नेक्स्ट स्कीम सुनिश्चित रोजगार योजना। सुनिश्चित रोजगार योजना, इसको कब लॉन्च किया गया था? योजना वाज लॉन्च्ड ऑन 2 अक्टूबर 1993 बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया। ओके, सो नेक्स्ट वन इज जवाहर रोजगार योजना। ठीक है, इसको कब लॉन्च किया गया था? इसको लॉन्च किया गया था अप्रैल 1989 में बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया। ओके, सो नेक्स्ट वन इज स्वर्ण जयंती ग्राम रोजगार योजना, जिसको बोलते हैं SJGSY। ठीक है, इसको कब लॉन्च किया गया था? 1 अप्रैल 1989 को। ओके, इसमें स्टेट का एंड सेंट्रल का जो पार्टिसिपेशन होता है 50-50 का होता है। ठीक है, तो ये जो थे इम्पोर्टेंट डेट्स थे, इसको आप नोट कर लेना, इसको याद कर लेना। तो ये इम्पोर्टेंट डेट्स थे जो भी स्कीम्स थी उनके। ठीक है, बाकी हमारा लेक्चर यहाँ पे एंड होता है। बाकी अगर कुछ मिसिंग रह गया हो तो आप उसको कमेंट करके बता देना, तो उसको हम उसके लिए कोई स्पेसिफिक वीडियो बना के हम उसको अपलोड कर देंगे, फिर आप लोग उसको देख लेना। बाकी यहाँ पर हमारी सारी स्कीम्स खत्म होती है। ओके, तो आज के वीडियो में बस इतना ही था। मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में, तब तक आप लोग अपना ध्यान रखिए। बाय बाय।